here today. I am a hairstylist of 11 years, and I have been an educator for Lonza for about 2 years now. And we are going to be going over today, Miss, we've all been hearing it, we've all been seeing it, Cowboy Copper. So here's like two variations of a Cowboy Copper. And as well as I'm going to show you guys the formula that I have going on today. And I will show it again at the end as well as type it in the comments. We're going to be working with two formulas. Here they are. It's probably reading backwards, so I will type them in the comments at the end, but these will be the formulations that we are doing today if you wanted to screenshot that. So what we're going to be doing here, we're going to be working with Healing Color. And the reason why I love Healing Color is, we have the 3-in-1 flexibility, so we can use permanent, demi-permanent, or demi-translucent. And it's really easy to pick, and also when they come back in, it's really easy to pick and see what do we need. If they want, if we have a client that's starting here, we may need to formulate differently than if our client is starting here. Can everyone agree with that? And the big thing I think people, Cowboy Copper has been really hot with people, and it's kind of a touchy subject for some people. And here's the thing, guys, here's my opinion on it. If it gets our clients excited about it and it gets them sitting in our chair and excited, they can call it whatever. We can call it Rockstar Blonde, Rockstar Copper, whatever you want to call it. The biggest thing that I want you guys to get out of today is I want you guys to feel confident when formulating with a Cowboy Copper. So like my mannequin here, she has a lovely balayage that I've put on her hair. So that's why I'm going to be working with two different formulations, because I'm going to need to slightly formulate lighter and brighter for the ends as opposed to the the base. Because what Cowboy Copper is, like when you look at my girl here, it is essentially what a lot of us would call brown copper. And really and truthfully, that's what it is. But I'm going to call it Giddy Up Cowboy Copper if it means some clients are going to get in my chair. Give me a heart in the chat if you agree with that. As long as our clients are happy, they can call it whatever they want. Who agrees with me on that? So what I'm taking here, my formulation is on the ends is my 6 grams of 6 copper with 6 grams of 7NC, 4 grams of 6 beige copper, and then 2 grams of copper mix with 20 volume. So that's the formula I'm working with here on the ends. And you may be asking yourself, well, Cameron, you're not hitting the roots yet. You are right about that. The reason why I'm avoiding the roots until the very end, I'm actually going to go through and apply this whole application to the ends first. Can everyone see that? My reasoning for doing that is one thing I have found, especially with someone like me, or someone that has that lives naturally warm, you may really expose excess warmth that you may not want when lifting up through, Cowboy Copper kind of lives at like levels 6, 7, and it could even live up lighter depending on what base you're starting with. But truly, it lives roughly around a 6 and a 7. At those levels, if we go back to our level finder, that's where we expose a lot of warmth through here. So you already sometimes have the copper, you just need to add some brown. So here's my rule of thumb though, guys. Honestly, if, I'm formulating and, I'm struggling and being like, oh my gosh, it's going to be too copper. It's the easiest, reds, coppers are the easiest thing in the world to formulate down. So if you go too bright, you can always add some more brown back in. So don't freak out. Oh, thank you for that, Ann. And also, I'm tuning in from North Kakalaki, as I call it, or North Carolina, for anyone not familiar with Appalachian slang. So where are you guys all tuning in from? I absolutely love getting to know who's watching, and I love to get to know you guys and get to chat. And type any comments or questions you have in the comments for me, and I will make sure if I don't get to them during the live, I will get to them after and make sure you guys' questions are answered. So who on here has been struggling with Cowboy Copper, or have had any questions about Cowboy Copper? Hi from Jersey. Thank you for joining. So again, to kind of, for anybody just joining in, I'm applying Cowboy Copper and I'm applying my Formula 1 to our ends first. I'm going roughly about an inch away from my client's regrowth. Now, here's the thing, guys. She is a doll. She does not have any body heat. However, our clients do. And what I have found is if I apply on the roots first, which is really easy for us to all do, that my roots get hot. She's too bright. She's not happy with me. So I like to apply on the ends first. And then once I apply the ends on everywhere, I go back in and then I'll hit with my target formula on the base. So you may also see, this is another reason why I love to zone out my mannequin. So I'm working in zone 1 right now. It's really easy for me to see kind of where my client's living. And then also as well, if you have gray coverage, it's really easy to, if you need to change your formulation with the zoning out. So we're working in zone 1 now. And then also, I think something cool that you guys need to know is this month, if you buy 4 or more Healing Color or Liquid Shades, you get our free Pro Pigment Color Remover. And then as well as if you buy, I believe it's 24 or more, my apron is very well loved and used, but you get this amazing apron for free. So this is a great way to try out the Cowboy Copper and also get some free stuff as well. So again, we're going to be taking our lighter 20 volume formulation. Can everyone see? Type in the comments for me yes if you can see what I'm doing here today. Please and thank you. So I'm just going to be going in and applying about an inch away from the regrowth there, if everyone can see that. I'm going to be applying on the underneath, ensuring that I don't get any holidays, and feathering that up just slightly. And then I've got my Quality Touch films here. Thank you for that, Paula and Donna. I appreciate that. I have my Quality Touch films here, and I'm literally going to be using them kind of as a board, if you will, just to press in my color and ensure that I have even saturation. And again, I'm going to follow that up on the side of, on this side as well. So Paula missed the formulation, and yes, so we have 2 formulations we're working with today. So for our mid and ends that we're working with right now, it is 6 grams of 6C with 6 grams of 7NC, 4 grams of 6 beige copper, and 2 grams of copper mix with 20 volume. So that is our formulation for our ends here. And for anybody, just tuning in, I also, was saying that I like to skip out about an inch away from the head so that I avoid any hot rootage. I apply on the underneath first to ensure that I get even saturation. I take my Quality Touch film right underneath, and I have color from, the previous section as well. But, basically what I'm going to do is as I'm working in to zones, in zone 1, zone 2, and then up into 3 and 4, I'm going to have about 4 pieces of film that basically I'm going to lay over top of each other, and that way I can easily go back on and apply my Formula 2. And my Formula 2, which is, I've got it labeled as base, is 4 grams of 6NC, 4 grams of 7NC, 3 grams of 6 beige copper, and 1 gram of copper mix with 10 volume. So can anyone tell me why in this instance that I've chose, because as we all know when we're doing reds, why would I choose 10 volume as opposed to 20 volume at the base? Does anyone have a guess? Type it in the comments for me on that. Thank you, Dulce. I appreciate you watching, my friend. So if anyone has any guesses, so what happens at the what happens at a client scalp? What is present at the client scalp? It starts with an H and ends with a T and has an E in the middle. So there's a lot of heat at the top of the client scalp. So what I have found is I will lower my developer, and not only will I lower my developer, thank you for that, Anna, I will also lower my volume because I'm really just wanting to deposit, especially with the Cowboy Copper, a 10 volume lifts up to 1 level. So I'm really only needing about 1 level of lift with that. And, that's going to be enough. And then, like I said, I also like to apply it on at the very end, and then I will start my processing time. And this is also really imperative. So like let's say, for example, you have a client like my girl here. She comes in, she's not pre-lightened like my girl here is. So this one, I may need to formulate with, for example, 30 or even 40 volume on the ends to get it up through there. So like my beautiful model here, This was 6C and 100 with 40 volume. Now, if it was a client, I would have done 30 volume on the base and 40 volume on the ends. But just to show you guys, this could be considered cowboy copper, and so could this. So this is really to get you, this class is to more get you guys thinking about how to formulate for it, and less about, well, that's this and this is that. Here's the thing, guys, we're all artists, and I'm a lover. So, and like I said, if anybody tuned in the beginning, as long as it gets my client excited about it and it makes me money behind the chair, I don't care what I call it. I'll call it Pikachu copper if that's what gets them in the chair. You know what I'm saying? So let's just say love and love each other and not fight in the comments or fight in general. I've seen a lot of debate about cowboy copper, and it's just like I remember, I don't know if you guys remember when tinsel really started coming back and they called it, my client was like, do you do fairy hair? And I was like, well, girl, show me a picture of what fairy hair is. I probably can do it, but I just don't know what it is. So it's just like that, guys. I just think that it's important for us to know how to formulate so that we can get on trend colors. And that's why I've chosen to partner with someone like Lonza. I love my Lonza fan. Shout out Lonza fan. Because, with essentially 100 or less shades, we've had all of these shades forever. So we give you color freedom to create whatever type of trending color you may want. So I think that that is really important to have that within your brand. And for any of my fellow salon owners, you don't have to have 20 majillion different shades in your back room as well. One thing that I will note that I always add for every 30 grams of Lonza Healing Color, not counting my developer, just counting my color. So for example, I have 30 grams of color and then 30 grams of developer. I'm going to always add in 5 grams of our trauma treatment. This is like, think of the hair like Swiss cheese. This is going to make that Swiss cheese into provolone. If you're trying to color Swiss cheese, there's a lot of potholes in Swiss cheese. So I absolutely love trauma treatment. It's also this month, if you buy this product, you get a very, very special Breast Cancer Awareness Month bag, as well as 5% of the proceeds go back to breast cancer awareness. So it is super imperative that we, take care of our women and all of our people out there. So anybody struggling with that or has ever battled with that, my heartfelt shout out and, thumbs up for you guys fighting that battle. And so moving back on here, I'm going to move back to my formulation. And again, I am going to apply to my ends first. And now we're working up into zone 2. Same formulation, but applying on the ends first. And for anybody tuning in, we are working with right now 6 grams of 6 copper, 6 grams of 7NC, 4 grams of 6BC, and then 2 grams of copper mix with 20 volume for our ends. And that is our formulation for today. And so again, I have that applied, and I'm going to go back through and make sure that I really hit that and use my Quality Touch film as kind of almost like a balayage board to hold my section. Take my next section here. And it's also important too, guys, to make sure you guys have a fresh comb with you guys. Make sure you're combing out those sections. We get busy and we get talking and we sometimes forget that, but it's really important to, to comb out your section when applying color. And then I'm going to go on the underneath first, just to ensure that I get good saturation on the bottom. Work my way up. I'm going to pivot, grab that section. Again, I'm going to go to about an inch roughly from the scalp where the heat's going to live. Maybe not on Miss Manny Quinn here, but on our clients, they're going to have some heat. Ensuring that I have nice saturation. Again, taking my hand underneath and then applying that on. And, again, this is the exact same formulation that I used for my lovely model here. This one, is she not gorgeous? Can we get like a heart or a thumbs up in the comments for how gorgeous she is? So this is my gorgeous model here, and this is that same formulation and application that I used. And again, she was previously lightened. So one thing that I think is important, our clients, we have this great color. It's amazing. We love it. But we also need to make sure that we are ensuring that they have the proper take-home products as well to ensure that beautiful cowboy coppers, or whatever you want to call it, like this, stay really great for our clients. So right now, we have our Christmas promotion, which is our Color Care shampoo, conditioner, and retail size of our trauma treatment. It is 30% off. So it's a great way to send your clients home with something that will protect their newfound cowboy copper that you now have the formulation with. So again, I think it's important. I know as hairstylists, we're all about the art. I know myself is as well. But shout out to the products and the amazing people that make the products so that it makes it possible for me to come and share all this Lonza love with you guys today. So give me some hearts in the comments for some retail therapy, guys. I know I love to shop. When I shop, the world gets better. So I love to make sure you guys know all the deals that are going on for the rest of the month of October with Lonza. So again, pivoting back to our formulation, thank you for that, guys, and thank you for that, Brenda. So I'm going to go back with our formulation here. And I like to feather it on just slightly. That's just a personal preference. I'm really big on making sure I don't have any lines in my color. So I like to just swipe kind of against the grain. It's a habit, I think, with balayaging too, if I'm being honest with you. Yes, holiday sets are the best. If I'm not mistaken, guys, it is a 30% value. So it's a really great way for your clients to try out these products. There's a bunch of different ranges, but for this Cowboy Copper, I'm going to recommend the Color Care preserving one, and that's really going to help preserve that Cowboy Copper that you may have. So again, we're going to be going with our formulation number 2 for our ends here. And it honestly, guys, it's super repetitive. You're essentially going to follow this same technique throughout all of the zones of the hair. And for anybody tuning in, these are the zones at Lonza that we now have. We have zone 1, which is below the occipital bone and down. Zone 2, zone 3, which is on the right-hand side, and then zone 4, which is on the left-hand side, and then zone 5. So where people have the most hair tends to typically be in zone 1s and 2, so that's kind of why I started here. But I just wanted to show you guys, you're probably going to be seeing from your Lonza artist that type of verbiage now. So if we come in and we talk about zones, that's what we're referring to. So I want you guys to know that as well. And again, for anybody that has just tuned in, I appreciate you all tuning in and joining me on this gorgeous Monday, I believe it is. And so what we have done, we are going to be following this technique through the whole head. Our mid and end formulation, again, so if you want a screenshot, is 6 grams of 6 copper, 6 grams of 7 NC, 4 grams of 6 beige copper, and 2 grams of copper mix with 20 volume, and that is the formulation for our ends. And then once we get that fully applied everywhere, and I'm going to do that off camera, but I will also make sure to tune back because I will show you guys the gorgeous after and styling of her. And then for our base, I'm going to go back in with my formula here that I've not used yet. Once I have it all applied on the ends, I'm going to apply, this is 4 grams of 6C, 4 grams of 7NC, 3 grams of 6 beige copper, and 1 gram of copper mix with 10 volume, and that is what's going to be going on the base. And like I said, guys, here is that kind of finished result of what that formula will do on, some pre-lightened hair. Of course, my girl here, she has some areas that aren't pre-lightened, but a gorgeous copper color that you see. And make sure you guys tune back in. I will make sure to get her fully applied, show you guys the after. But again, make sure you check out, again, if you buy 4 more tubes of Lonza Healing Color to create this gorgeous Cowboy Copper that we are going for today, you get to try out our new Lonza Pro Pigment Remover as a free gift. And then also, if you buy 24 or more, you get this awesome apron that mine, you can tell how much I love these aprons. They're amazing, for free. So you actually can double up. And if you get 24 shades, you get this and the apron for free. as well as, of course, I always add my trauma treatment in when I'm doing any type of color service. For every 30 grams of healing color, we're going to add in 5 grams of trauma treatment. 5% of the proceeds this month of these, not only does it get you an awesome breast cancer awareness type of bag, it also gives 5% back to breast cancer research. So love our trauma treatment. And then, as well as send our guests home with this amazing Cowboy Copper, we are going to make sure that we give them, this is the what comes in the Christmas kit. It's the Color Care shampoo, Color Care conditioner, and trauma treatment leave-in. This is how we're going to ensure that they create, since we've created this gorgeous Cowboy Copper, woo, we're dropping stuff on the floor. I want to make sure you guys are awake today. So to help protect this gorgeous Cowboy Copper, we are going to send them home with that Christmas kit. So absolutely love that. And make sure that, you guys are talking to your guys about those kits. It's a really great way for you guys to make a little bit more money for the holiday season. Oh, thank you so much, my friend Isaac. Isaac is amazing, guys. If you're not following Isaac already, please follow him. He is wonderful. I got to meet him finally a couple of weekends ago in Omaha, Nebraska. So thank you for tuning in, Isaac. So again, we're going to be taking our Formula 2 on the ends. Just to recap, we're going to be applying that over the whole head first. Then we will go back in with our Formula 1, and which is this one, once we are done. And then I will apply, and then make sure you guys tune back in. It'll probably be about an hour or so, and I'll show you the finished result. But that is that same formulation on another mannequin. So I want to thank you all so much for joining me on this gorgeous Monday. I love you all, and have a great day.